Thank you, Trent. Good morning. Welcome to All Souls. We're truly, truly honored and grateful that you have chosen to come through our doors this morning. Thank you also to those of us who are joining us from wherever you are over live stream. All Souls is a welcoming and inclusive Unitarian Universalist congregation, a community of members and friends. My name is Jennifer Vermont Davis, and joining me in the chancel is the Reverend Elaine Peresluha, our interim senior minister. A special welcome to those of you who are new or visiting this morning. Please let us know a little about you. There's a card in the rack in front of you. Just use the QR code or fill out the paper form and put it in the offertory plate. There's also a box in the vestibule. We have All Souls in 20 minutes, usually with Gretchen, our membership coordinator, but you're very lucky today. You'll have it with Reverend Elaine. So immediately after the service, you may join us here in the chancel, not us, but Reverend Elaine. So you come and spend a few minutes with her chatting and learn more about All Souls and Unitarian Universalism. We'd also love to stay connected with you during the week. We have events happening online almost every day. If you're not on our mailing list, please let us know at info@allsoulsnyc.org so we can keep you informed about everything that is happening here. We also have a few announcements. I'll get to that. And there are a few. I tell you, it's always busy here. So nursery care, 6 months to 5 years old, will happen in the chapel. The newcomer bagel brunch, unfortunately, had to be canceled today because Gretchen is out sick. We have hands-off NYC training. You may go at 1 p.m. You may go to the wear room. Someone will help you, tell you where to find the wear room if you don't. And we also have the Sanctuary Sounds, a series of meditative sound baths at 5 p.m. today in the sanctuary. Now, please silence your electronic devices if you have not done so as of yet. And I invite you to quiet your hearts and minds as we prepare to hear the call of worship.
Come on, sister, help me to pray. Tell me my Lord done pass his way. Elijah rock, 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 shout, shout, Elijah rock, coming up glory, Elijah rock, shout, shout, Elijah rock, coming up glory. Elijah rock, 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 shout, shout, Elijah rock, coming up glory, Elijah rock, shout, shout, Elijah rock, coming up glory. Elijah singing down the bus, Jesus wonders, hallelujah, Lord. Elijah rock, shout, shout, Elijah rock, coming up glory, Elijah rock, shout, shout, Elijah rock, coming up glory. If I could, I
Thank you. Today, we're going to light our chalice in solidarity with all our siblings in faith all over this country who are courageously resisting ICE assaults on their neighbors. According to poet Mark Nepo, the original use of the word courage meant to stand by one's core. Quote, living from the center is what enables us to face whatever life has to offer. And this is our work as a religious community, to live from our cores, to encourage one another to be courageous in engaging the world around us, as well as managing what scares us. To give one another heart is to live as fully as possible. So, as we light our chalice, please join me in the response that's printed in your order of service. With full hearts, we affirm our relationship with one another. We recognize our agency and our connective power, and we accept our responsibility to be bold and courageous. We light this chalice, symbol of all that we are, all that we have done together, and all that we will be, as our shared ministry encourages those within our and beyond our walls. Thank you.
Good morning, and welcome to All Souls. My name is Julie Brannon, and I've been a member of All Souls since 1989. I've been able to enjoy giving 5 sermons here over the years in my past role as president of the congregation. A particularly memorable one was in January of 2021. We were holding all services completely online due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and I recorded my sermon that year at home to be played during our virtual service. In that sermon, among other things, I talked about how much I loved New York City and how I dreaded being asked where I was from. As I said at the time, there were plenty of reasons why I resisted revealing that I had been born in Montgomery, Alabama. For example, I had been raised in a church that did not allow women to be leaders, and LGBTQ+ rights were non-existent. But what I really hated was thinking that people would automatically assume that a person raised in Alabama is a racist. However, what I learned during 2020 with study and reflection in the aftermath of George Floyd's killing was that even being a native New Yorker would not have given me the not a racist badge that I seemed to want. all I could work on was being anti-racist. And I noted that not only was I an anti-racist work in progress, but so was All Souls, so was New York City, and our country at large. Now, it is astonishing how far the pendulum has swung away from those days of Black Lives Matter banners painted on city streets all over the country. There were 8 in New York City alone, and companies proudly reporting their efforts to increase diversity, equity, and inclusion. In Tony Kushner's brilliant play, Angels in America, at the end, Prior Walter says, "The world only spins forward." I want to believe that, and it is hard in these days. And progress in anti-racism, like all progress, will not happen without a lot of work. But I stand here today, together with all of you, in this beautiful sanctuary, in a building where a Black Lives Matter banner still hangs outside. I can't imagine a place I would rather work on my own continuing journey as an anti-racist in progress than with all of you, my fellow travelers in this great family of All Souls. Now please rise as you are willing and able and recite with me our bond of union. In the freedom of the truth and in the spirit of love, we unite for the worship of God and the service of all.
Jennifer and I are going to lead you in a responsive reading. She will read the response with you, and I will do the other part. In a world where some of us are targeted for struggle and brutality, where others of us benefit and flourish, we know
all of us need all of us to make it.
In a world where powerful people of ill will and indifference make us fearful for our safety and our futures, we know
all of us need all of us to make it.
In the excruciating space that lives between seeing and naming and hearing and changing, we know
all of us need all of us to make it.
Make a picture in your mind of someone you aren't very happy with right now. Look at their face in your mind and say,
all of us need all of us to make it.
Unitarian Universalists believe that all of us need all of us to make it. This is why we are in solidarity with the movement for Black lives and BIPOC rights today and every day.
All of us need all of us to make it.
Thank you. Now will you rise in body or spirit, and we'll sing Once to Every Soul and Nation. It's number 119 in your hymnals.
This is a reading from On Love by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I am convinced that love is the most durable power in the world. It is not an expression of impractical idealism, but of practical realism. Far from being the pious injunction of a utopian dreamer, love is an absolute necessity for the survival of our civilization. To return hate for hate does nothing but intensify the existence of evil in the universe. Someone must have sense enough and religion enough to cut off the chain of hate and evil, and this can only be done through love.
The words I have to say may well be simple, but they're true. Until you give your love, there's nothing more that we can do. Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. No one could offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? You say it's very hard to leave behind the life we knew. But there's no other way, and now it's really up to you. Love is the key we must turn. Truth is the flame we must burn. Freedom the lesson we must learn. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. No one could offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen?
Our second reading is also by Dr. King, writing on love. Love is creative and redemptive. Love builds up and unites. Hate tears down and destroys. The aftermath of the fight with fire method, which you suggest, is bitterness and chaos. The aftermath of the love method is reconciliation and creation of the beloved community. Physical force can repress, restrain, coerce, destroy, but it cannot create and organize anything permanent. Only love can do that. Yes, love, which means understanding, creative, redemptive, goodwill, even for one's enemies, is the solution to the race problem.
When you sing, lift every voice and sing. Do you pay close attention to the words? It's easy on a Sunday morning to open the hymnal and sing along without necessarily processing what we are saying, what the words we are saying really mean. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past have taught us. Bitter the chastening rod felt in the day when hope unborn had died. We have come over a way that with tears have been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered. This song deserves to be sung with attention. It is a song that starkly names the horrors and violence of racism in this country. It is a song that should make us uncomfortable with the history that it calls upon, uncomfortable with the fact that the struggle for racial justice continues and has not come quite so far as it should have by now. How can anyone sing the words, treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered, without a deep, deep discomfort?
Will you take a breath with me? My heart is heavy. Things are ratcheting up all over the world right now. Venezuela, Israel, Iran, the Congo, the Sudan. While we are facing ICE occupations of Minneapolis. Find that core place that beats. Breathe into that space. It is hard to watch, to witness escalating violence, when deep in our hearts we know and trust that love is the way. May the words we hear today, may the songs we sing today inspire our courageous hearts to be present and to hold on to love, so that perhaps the spirit of Dr. Martin Luther King's dream that people will not be judged by the color of their skin, but the content of their heart, and that justice will roll down like waters, may become more than a dream. So may it be. Amen, and blessed be.
Our practice of collecting an offering is a sacrament of this self-sustaining and self-governing congregation, which is supported by the voluntary generosity of all who join with us. However, if you are new to our community or you are a visitor, there's no need to give. You are our guest. Our offering today will now be given and received to support our mission of transforming our own lives and the world around us. Remember, today is a share of the plate offering. The details are in your order of service.
the baby's back. I liked listening to the cooing. It kind of makes me remember why we're all here for that next generation, right? It was 1975, and I treated myself to a Hurricane Island outward bound course, sailing those pulling boats through Penobscot Bay, because I had just gotten my nursing license, and I was really proud. I was 23 years old, and there I was on this island with about 20 other women, and we're sitting around the campfire one night, and we were talking about feminism. It was 1975. And I so boldly, knowing it all at 23, said, I don't know what all this feminism stuff is about. I've never had any trouble doing what I wanted to do. I've been on my own since I was 18 years old, and I am doing just fine. A woman across the fire from me looked at me and she said, yeah? Then why aren't you a doctor? I was stunned into silence. This white girl, lower middle class, had never thought she could be anything but a secretary, a teacher, or a nurse. That was when I first learned about unconscious bias. All the things that I had internalized about who I was and who I should be. And ever since then, I have worked very hard, every day, every year, to get rid of all those things that are in there that were misconceptions, untruths, cultural, religious, homophobia, sexism, racism, all of it. All those things I had internalized growing up in this culture. Learning and dismantling all the things that we have internalized is a lifelong journey, never ending, full of challenges, lots of discomfort, but as it grows, as we grow in truth, much more joy and unbelievable enrichment. Paula Cole-Jones was the UUA's Director of Racial and Social Justice for years and years. And she finally figured out, after 15 years, that believing that you are a good you, following the 7 principles, did not actually have people thinking or dealing with racism or oppression. So she joined up with a man in another congregation, Bruce Pollard Johnson, and together they put together the first draft of the 8th principle in 2013. It took them another 4 years to make the final draft, and then it was Bruce's church in Philadelphia that was the first congregation to adopt the 8th principle. And then they recommended to the UUA that it be a part of our 7 principles. As of today, about 300 congregations have adopted that 8th principle. And it was the words of the 8th principle that really were foundational to that circle of love in the back. If you look at the shared values that are listed there, almost all of them are part of the 8th principle. And so that was adopted, and then, so there was not an 8th principle. This was the choice instead of adopting that 8th principle. I listened to a podcast last night. Some of you may know Adrienne Marie Brown. She's a social activist, and she's a queer, black, beautiful, witchy woman. And she wrote Emerging Strategies, which is a wonderful organizing book for social activism. And her sister, Autumn, and she'd do this podcast called How to Survive the End of the World. It's specifically for queer people of color. I'm going to quote from their January 13th episode. Anybody can listen to it. You don't have to be queer or a person of color. So I highly recommend it. So the January 13th episode was called Emergency Dispatch from Minneapolis. Autumn lives in Minneapolis, and I'm going to quote her here. I want to talk about Renee Good's death. I'm seeing some chatter online along the lines of, people are only outraged because she's a white woman, or this wouldn't be getting all this attention if she weren't a white woman. I beg everyone who is listening, I truly implore you to cut that blank out, because I want you all to know what we are doing here, what is actually happening in Minneapolis. Hundreds, thousands of white people every day in Minnesota are putting their bodies on the line to protect our black and brown siblings. Renee Good was not killed despite the fact that she is a white woman. She was killed because she's a white woman, aligned with the cause of freedom. And that means everything. That is so powerful. It is so very important that white people are being killed in service of freedom, our freedom, because that lets us know that things have fundamentally changed. That now what we have is solidarity, and we are truly moving in multiracial formation towards something good. I will be going to Minneapolis this week. There has been a call from the UUA, from Side with Love, to join in a national movement to get clergy to Minneapolis. We will be there. Thank you. Thank you. I was really nervous to say that, so thank you. I had to check with Michael first because I'll be missing the All Queer Souls potluck. It's time. It's time. And any of you can go. And if you can't, there is so much more that you can do as well. There's an organization called DRUM. It's Diverse and Revolutionary UU Multicultural Ministries. DRUM is our oldest organization for our Unitarian Universalist people of color, anti-racist community based in North America. They are ministers, religious education leaders, all sorts of professionals of color, youth, young adults, who have organized to resist racism since the 60s. Any person, white person, who would like to align with them can join UU Allies for Racial Equality, who are close partners with DRUM. So, you can learn about DRUM, you can learn about and join UU Allies for Racial Justice. You can turn your lights out. How many of you know the 5001 organization? For tomorrow, between 9 and 10 p.m., they're asking everyone in the country to turn their lights off to show the world that we are against this dangerous escalation and violence. You can participate in 30 Days of Love. Every year between MLK Monday and February 14th, Side with Love puts on a program online called 30 Days of Love. And what they do is they offer reflective readings, opportunities to meet with other people online. And this year they're focusing on imagining thriving, which is nourishing our freedom and our dreams, expanding what's possible, grounding, understanding the history and the conditions that have shaped our communities, nurturing community, tending to relationships, and mobilizing for action, moving together with courage and strategy, and exploring possibilities, opening ourselves to that emerging creativity and transformation that comes with siding with love. We are going to sing the Black National Anthem. And I'm going to repeat Aurelis's words, some of them, and ask you, in Reverend Aisha Ansano's words, when you sing, will you join me in singing with intentionality? Will you join me in the deep discomfort that I will be feeling in singing those words? Discomfort with the pain and the horror that these words refer back to, and discomfort with the fact that these words not only refer to distant history, but so much to what is happening right now. So I invite you to rise in body or spirit, and in honor of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, his leadership, and his unfinished dreams, to sing number 149, Lift Every Voice.
Every voice
I'm going to close us with these words that were written by a friend and colleague, Reverend Tom Shade. A power at work in the universe. My friends, there is a power at work in the universe. It works through human hands, but it was not made by human hands. It is creative, sustaining, and transforming power, and we can trust that power with our lives. It will sustain us wherever we side with love. Whenever we take the side of peace and justice, or whenever we take a risk. Trust in that power. We are together held by that power, love. All of us need all of us to make it.
As we extinguish the light of our chalice, we carry the fire of commitment and the love of this community with us always. And now in our going, may love bless us and keep us. May the light of love shine upon us and out from within us, and be gracious unto us and give us peace. For this is the day we are given. Let us rejoice and be glad in it.